So the folk school at Florida Maritime Museum is a school of life, essentially. So what we're doing is we want to preserve the traditional skills that would have been used in commercial fishing villages and early communities throughout the state of Florida. So we have a specific focus on maritime heritage and maritime skills like net mending and fish filleting and things of that nature, but we also focus on the heritage skills that the women in the village would have been using, like canning and knitting and things like that. We also have added an additional focus, which is having people preserve their own family histories and their own personal stories. So we just had our first folk school class today, which was memoir writing. So we really want to give people the tools as well to preserve their own histories.
Well, the funniest thing that I can say about that is when we were little, my mother would drag us out here every Sunday and dump us off. I think at this point that she really just wanted some quiet time, but there was always a big Sunday dinner at 1 p.m. and lots of people were there. Usually 20 people were there. And my grandmother, I remember her cooking and preparing and then cleaning and then her vegetable garden. And at the time, we really didn't want to be here. We had horses. We would have preferred to have been at the barn. But, you know, that was just part of our weekend. We had to come out here on Sundays. Well, then I went away to school, and I ended up in Boca Raton, where I finished at Florida Atlantic University. I was working as an intern at IBM, and I had a job offer, but I really missed this coast. I really missed what I kind of didn't appreciate as a youngster. And I can remember I called my dad and I said I want to come home, and I wanted to work here at the fish house. And he said, no, you don't. He said, no, it's no job for a woman. The regulations are difficult. You know, he said you should stay where you are. You have a good chance of doing well there. And I just said, Dad, I really want to come home. And so I came home because I'm stubborn. And as he told me later, I always did whatever I wanted, which I thought was funny because I didn't think that's how I was, but maybe I am a little bit. And anyway, so I came home and I couldn't be happier to be anywhere else. I love it here. And I think what's important about what the museum is doing with the folk school is I think what I said about me rings true, where we grow up with things and we don't really appreciate or even understand what it is that we're seeing as we grow up. And then you realize when you're older, wow, that was pretty amazing, and I was lucky to have been a part of that, and I wish I had paid more attention.
Well, I think that growing up as a woman in a place surrounded by a lot of strong male influence, it is really nice to have a woman in my life who's very strong, who is a business person, and who makes really sound decisions. She's smart, and I trust her, so I would read her memoir and hope that I make some of the same decisions moving forward in my life. I look up to her.
Aw, so sweet.